Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we are going to be talking about some trending topics that I wanted to get into. And first and foremost, I wanted to say a heartfelt rest in peace to the late Tito Jackson, of course, brother Michael Jackson, of course, founding member of the Jackson 5, you guys, and the guitar player. And just all the things. And some of you are already posting, for whatever reason, the Tito Jackson jokes on social media too soon, you guys, too soon by the comedians. But nonetheless, I wanted to give a heartfelt condolences. So it is being reported that he passed away at the age of 70 years old. I know he'd been doing some touring, he'd been doing some concerts. And it said that he was driving, you guys, from New Mexico to Oklahoma and had a massive heart attack, you guys, with people surrounding him, and apparently passed away, there, right? And I wanted to particularly bring this up because when I was traveling for work, I had a job, I had an assignment that was in New Mexico, and primarily it was in Albuquerque and Santa Fe, but there are a lot of small towns in New Mexico where it's just like one road and there's like nothing nearby. There's like no gas stations, there's no restrooms. Like it's just, you gotta truck it to get to some of these smaller towns in New Mexico. And it freaked me out when I saw this story because I couldn't imagine having a medical emergency. And I don't know if this happened when he was still in New Mexico or if he was already in Oklahoma at this point, but it just scared me because to me, 70 years old is extremely young. And so I wanted to bring this up because, again, I don't know if there's any other, extenuating circumstances, any other medical conditions or whatever. But nonetheless, you guys, we've got to take care of ourselves. And here's the thing, we don't know when our time is up. People think, oh, you're going to live to your 120. No. People think that you're going to, grow up and live a full childhood, live a whole adult life. No. It can be any moment, you guys. And that's what's the thing. You truly don't know. And that's why sometimes in this world, like, there's some things we just can't, sweat, right? And Janet Jackson, her team has confirmed, of course, the unfortunate passing. So, but I really just wanted to, again, rest in peace, give him this flowers. My heart goes out to the Jackson family, especially Katherine Jackson, the matriarch, the mom, who was lost, this is the third kid technically, right? Because the twin had passed in utero, right? She had a set of twins and the twin passed in utero. So, and then lost Michael, and then lost Tito, you guys. I don't even know where to start, right? And I believe this is the one also that lost his wife, right? And I believe this is the one that his kids are 3T, that Michael Jackson, remember 3T? I'd give anything. I think it was something like that. So it's a lot, you guys. It's a lot. And the impact and the legacy of this family we're never going to see it again, you guys. We're not going to see it again. And it was just talent after talent after talent in all facets of music, of entertainment, of acting, of everything, you name it, you guys. And it's really sad, right? Really sad and unfortunate. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. Next, I wanted to talk a little bit about Eve. Eve has a memoir that has been released, or that is going to be coming out, and she calls out Jay-Z, you guys. Surprise, surprise. I'm telling you guys, Jay-Z is not liked. And the difference between then and now is there was a lot more power back then that Jay-Z and some other people had, to where they could protect themselves from getting dragged in the media and getting dragged from all these stories. But now it's exposed time. Like Cat Williams says, time for everything to be out there. So Eve says in her memoir, basically, he tries to throw shots at Eve on her first rap album, basically saying, oh, you know, female rappers don't really do that well anyways. Meanwhile, her rap career is incredible. She went on to sell millions. She's won a Grammy. She has, you know, major crossover success with a lot of other songs, you know, featuring such as, you know, Gwen Stefani and others. And she just announced going to be starting pretty soon as well. So nonetheless, and Eve, I believe, is married to a billionaire. Right? So nonetheless, her career has done what it needed to do. So sidebar, Eve last year, I believe it was last year, it was either last season or this past season of Love Island UK, because they always bring in an artist to perform at some point during the show. And they've had like Craig David in the past, they've had Rita Ora in the past, they've had all kinds of people, right? And they had Neo famously for season 10, I believe. And I was pissed because like these people they could not appreciate the talent that was in front of them with Neo. I felt, and the same thing happened this past year with Eve. Eve was the musical guest, you guys. And all they knew was tambourine. And I was like, no. And then they briefly remembered, Let Me Blow Your Mind. And I was like, no. You guys are not about this life. You guys do not deserve Eve. And when I saw her performance, she looked great. She sounded great. She was full of energy. She is knocking out all of the new girls out of the water. I said, she needs to go on tour. She needs to go on tour, and she needs to go on tour in the States. And so I'm so happy, right? Because Jay-Z is getting a lot of backlash, right? Surprise, right? It was announced, as you guys know, that Kendrick Lamar is going to be the Super Bowl halftime performer, headliner, if you will. Because technically he performed before with the big West Coast rap, edition featuring Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and the like, and all that, right? Now, Jesse Collins, who, coordinates, is like the director of everything that pertains to the Super Bowl halftime show, wants to come out and say that Jay-Z is the person who is the project coordinator, who is the activities coordinator, the event coordinator for the Super Bowl, if you will. He is the one that makes the final decision. He is the one that has the sole responsibility of choosing an act for the Super Bowl. And I thought we knew this. I thought we knew this information, but what happened, some of you that are fans of Jay-Z because of his wife, you guys like to go down a rabbit hole. You guys like to try to diminish the blowbacks. You like to diminish, the backlash and all of the things and be like, well, maybe he was a part of a team that had to make this decision. No. There is a documentary on Jay-Z versus Lil Wayne, and it documents really well. I have to find the name of it, you guys, but it highlights how intimidated Jay-Z is of Lil Wayne, and really intimidated of any rapper that's competition, which is really most of them. So nonetheless, I was not surprised that here's the thing. I know people are like, well, why do people care about a city, wherever, a group is from to host the Super Bowl halftime show? That's never been a thing, blah, 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 blah. Well, here's the thing. It wasn't a thing until the West Coast Super Bowl halftime show happened. Right? And it broke numbers. It broke records. It won Emmy Awards, you guys. So what better way? And so where this mistake, though, for me is people are making that this should be a Lil Wayne Super Bowl halftime show. I actually felt when the West Coast Super Bowl halftime show happened, it should have been when they were talking about New Orleans, it should have been a Cash Money Records Super Bowl halftime show, right? We can get Juvenile, back that thing up. We can get, we can get the whole crew because everybody had hits. It was a time, between Cash Money Records and Master P's label, where you're seeing Black-owned record labels dominate. And all of their artists dominating and having hits and selling millions of records. So I don't think it necessarily needed to be, Wayne only. Because it sounded like they wanted it to be Wayne featuring Drake, featuring Nicki Minaj, which I understand from a sales standpoint, but I feel like it would have been more nostalgic in what Dr. Dre did, which was bringing it back to the roots, which would have been Cash Money, and you could have everybody there, even though there's issues, there's drama, of course, but have everybody
be a part of it, and still Lil Wayne could be the main headliner, and then at some point he can bring out Drake for a song, he could bring out Nicki to a song, and then they can headline their own Super Bowl, right? Because you only have 13 minutes, I think it is, 12 or 13 minutes, so there's only so much you can do in that time frame. And when you have a lot of hits anyways to begin with, there's gonna be some things that are gonna be cut out, right? But I think it was a mistake to try to trot Lil Wayne out there. He was not ready to give a statement, to do these interviews about not being selected for the Super Bowl. And here's the thing, you guys. I like Kendrick Lamar. I don't have any beef with Kendrick Lamar. I know some people feel a certain way, that they feel that all this drama is taking away from him being announced as the Super Bowl halftime show. And I know some of the pushback, some of the people who are Lil Wayne fans are obviously Drake fans, obviously do not want Kendrick Lamar to get any shine. But actually, my rationale for this has nothing to do with Kendrick, has nothing to do with Drake at all, has everything to do with Lil Wayne and Cash Money Records. I think it's a huge missed opportunity to not have it. I think it was a cultural, people were shook. Because the way they masterfully did the Super Bowl for that West Coast set list was incredible. Visually, it was appealing. Everybody got to have their own little shine. And it was nice. And that's why Nicki Minaj called it out, because she called out the fact that Eminem, of course, refused to do the Super Bowl halftime show because they didn't want 50 Cent there. And I wonder who didn't want 50 Cent there. None other than Jay-Z, allegedly. That's why 50 Cent's always on his neck. Because he has been in the industry long enough to know of the sabotage, allegedly, that takes place as it pertains to Jay-Z. And there's been so many black artists, so many of your faves that have, lost their careers or have been blackballed or blacklisted at the hands, allegedly, of Jay-Z. And the gag of it is, this wasn't even Jay-Z's job. This was Jermaine Dupri's job. And Jay-Z snatched it right out of him. Jermaine Dupri was the original activities coordinator for the NFL, was the original person who was going to coordinate the entertainment as a whole, not just the Super Bowl halftime show, but he had a job with the NFL, and he was telling Jay-Z about it. Jay-Z told him, hey, you might want to be off that. This is not a good time with, the Colin Kaepernick thing and all this and that. You're going to get yourself canceled. So Jermaine Dupri backed out of the deal. Only for Jay-Z to be negotiating his own deal. And next thing you know, he's now the activities coordinator. No. Here's the problem that I have. There is too much shadiness and negativity and darkness and things that keep coming up the shore when it involves Jay-Z, and everyone can't be lying, right? And if you're going to choose to stick around with somebody like this long, I'm inclined to believe that you've partaken in yourself some of these underhanded tactics, and you're not beating the allegations either, right? So there was that, right? And then last up, we have Shannon Sharpe. Club Shay Shay, if you will, right? So we broke the story about him going viral with the audio sex tape, if you will, although I'm still trying to figure out why he lied to the people and said that he was hacked, and then only for him to get on his platform and say that he was not hacked. But still didn't explain, you can't accidentally just hit the live button on Instagram. It's a few steps, and this is coming from someone who's never gone live on Instagram, but it is a few steps. It is a little bit of a process. So nonetheless, his math didn't math, and he claimed that finally, somebody on his team got a hold of him, that, there was something adult going on. Well, now the news is continuing, and I had this feeling. The news is continuing for two reasons, right? One, all of this merch that is being sold is giving publicity stunt, and Shannon Sharpe had deleted one of the posts that was promoting merch that said, "That's my Michelle, nightclap film department." And I would have found that so disrespectful, because people are still trying to find the Michelle, and apparently there's a few Michelles allegedly that work at ESPN that might be possibilities. But also there was another merch as well that also said, 69 Michelle, also official fuel of Nightcap. And I just find it disgusting and disrespectful. How can you sit here and say that you were embarrassed and that you called all of your female family members and your female friends and all of these things to extend your apologies and how, disgusted you were with your behavior and that you always are a man of principle and professionalism. And you're promoting, something similar to Viagra right off the bat with a commercial, and now you're selling merch, making fun of this, making light of this, as if it's a joke? No. So Paul Pierce is pissed because he's like, he got fired from ESPN for less, technically, if we want to look at it that way. And then also, Hollywood, the former stylist of Shannon Sharpe, is throwing shots, you guys, on social media, saying he's got some things he needs to say. He's posting all types of memes. He's posting and deleting. I believe Tasha K got a couple of screenshots of the matter. And what do I think it is, right? Do I think that Shannon Sharpe's being blackmailed? I don't know. I want to say this, though. Shannon Sharpe seems very much obsessed trying to prove that he's not gay. And that to me is weird. Because if you know your sexuality and you know that you're a straight heterosexual man, why do you care so much what people think of you? And I remember back those times where we would see him in Hollywood and they would be at these NBA games. And it just looked like Shannon Sharpe was not comfortable being there with him. And it just felt like, okay, if you're secure in your sexuality and in all these things, why is this so weird? And then, the comment that Chad Ochocinco made, that I'm so happy that this leaked, that it was that it was a Michelle and not a Michael. What? No. I think deep down, Shannon Sharpe knows the tea. And as well, obviously Shannon Sharpe knows the tea, but Chad Ochocinco knows the tea, and that's why he made that comment. And then it was interesting because he talked about, like I had mentioned previously, the Cat Williams comment, right? How, they can't say you're gay today, can they? And, Shannon Sharpe was cracking up about it, but the tea was what Cat Williams said. That they can't say you're not gay today. Meaning that it still can open the door of other instances. So is Shannon Sharpe being blackmailed? Is somebody trying to extort him? Is there a gag order on Hollywood right now that he can't really say what he wants to say, so he can only resort to these subliminals until he can get out what he really wants to say? There's so many questions, you guys. I do think there is something. I do think that this is a stunt to an extent. Because the way that quickly all of this merch and everything else came together and these endorsements came together so fast, it was giving that this was going to be planned to try to quiet the noise of the rumors of his sexuality. But he has also pissed off a lot of people, and they want blood. They want revenge on Shannon Sharpe. And then there's a lot of people who feel like Shannon Sharpe's not the same dude a year ago, that he'll go to an opening of an envelope right now. He'll sell anything that's going to give him a check. And people didn't feel that Shannon Sharpe used to run that way, didn't used to move that way, so it's really suspicious. So nonetheless, we're going to keep an eye on this. Shannon Sharpe, he did come back to ESPN today to do First Take. So again, ESPN said they're not going to, remove him. He's not going to be suspended or receive any disciplinary action for what has happened. But I just feel like something's not adding up. And I feel like Hollywood has plenty of tea that he wants to spill, and he might spill it for the right price, or is waiting for Shannon Sharpe to send him some money, allegedly, or is waiting to see who the highest bidder is going to be for an exclusive, and he'll probably just end up on Tasha K or something. I don't know. But it just seems you don't have to try this hard, Shannon, to prove about your sexuality. Like it's just giving weird, it's giving stressed, it's giving pressed. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.